ومن أحسن قولا ممن دعا إلى الله وعمل صالحا وقال إنني من المسلمين.
Okay, well, what you read is definitely not historic. In fact, if you go to any early book of history, whether you look at Roman writings or whether you look at Tabari or Ibn Kathir or Bidayah wa Nihaya or Al-Zahabi, Siyar A'lam al-Nubala, these are actual books with hadith that reference first eyewitness accounts. She was never a nun, she was never Catholic, she was already married at a very early age, her husband died, she had children from that husband, so she couldn't have been a nun earlier. And then for her to like, it's not me, it's history disagreeing with you. So look up actual books of history. Look up like Karen Armstrong, she's not Muslim, she wrote the biography.
One of her books, The Gnostic Gospel.
Huh? Interesting.
You ever heard of that one?
I have. I haven't read it, but I have heard of it.
That's the only book from her.
History of God, I've read a lot of her books. But as a non-Muslim historian, even she says that Khadija was not a Catholic, not a Christian. She was a regular Meccan woman that lived her entire life in Mecca, right? And there were no nunneries in Mecca, and she was not a nun by any historic standards. Well, so look that up.
I'll tell you why I found this to be interesting.
Okay.
Alberto Rivera, look him up too. He was a Jesuit priest who was in the Vatican.
Okay.
Who had access to the archives.
Okay.
And he made these same kind of statements. And the Catholic Church refutes everything he says, of course, but you might want to look up him too. Alberto Rivera.
Do you want to look up some actual like first eyewitness account history books? I can give you some names.
Yeah.
Oh, like look up like Bukhari, for example, which gives you the chain of narrators. Muslim. You can look up Abu Dawud, the Tirmidhi, Ibn Majah, and Nisa'i.
You're just rattling off a lot of things.
Okay.
I'll let Abu take a picture, show me something to take a picture of, and I'll take a picture.
I'll have him give it right to you in writing.
I'm not going to memorize that.
No problem.
No way, man. Not those names.
I appreciate you, KJ. Good conversation.
But you wanted to continue on the church. Okay, the church.
So the church, Catholic Church, was the only church for a long time, right?
Yeah. Not until the Protestant Reformation.
I agree with you. But my question then gets to be that if the Catholic Church were pagan with Roman structures, then Christianity was pretty much until Martin Luther was just run by pagans.
No, the Catholic Church was. But Christianity.
But there was no other church.
Christianity, the real Christians were being suppressed.
So you're saying that the real Christians were like underground hiding?
They were.
Okay. And they were against the Catholic Church.
Yeah, another thing that
the Council of Nicaea and all those were run by the Catholics, obviously, right?
Well, they had a lot of influence.
Yeah, so the Council of Nicaea was pagan.
Extremely political.
Interesting. I agree with you.
They were involved in a lot of different wars, too.
They definitely were.
I know you've heard of the Jesuits.
I do. I've met people who've written books on it.
When did they get started? In about the 1500s?
Something like that.
Yeah. They were kind of like the CIA of the Catholic Church, in effect.
Wow.
They were operating all over the place.
Killing people and the Knights of Templar. And
they even said they had Abraham Lincoln killed because...
the Jesuits?
Yeah, because at the time he was a lawyer and he was defending this guy in Canada who was a Canadian priest who was being persecuted by the local Catholic parish.
This is something new too. So you're saying the Jesuits, the Catholic Church, assassinated Abraham Lincoln?
They had him assassinated.
That's interesting. I'm going to look that up.
Look at Jack Chick Publications.
Okay. He's the one that said that.
And also look for Alberto Rivera.
Okay, I'll look both those up.
Yeah. I found it to be very interesting. And another thing I found, just from my own observation, I've noticed some similarities in certain ways between Catholicism and Islam.
Like?
They both have a holy site where people have pilgrimages to.
So you don't believe Jerusalem is holy? Like the Church of Nativity, you don't think it's holy?
Well, I was raised Presbyterian, Protestant.
But as a Protestant,
we don't have any obligation to do a pilgrimage to Jerusalem.
But you don't believe that Jerusalem and the Church of Nativity is holy? Bethlehem?
Yeah, but
okay, so you have a holy site too.
What I'm talking about, the Catholics believe the Vatican is their holy site, like Mecca is for Islam, where the pilgrimages are done. The Muslims do pilgrimages to Mecca.
Right, like Abraham did, like Isaac and...
Well, the Muslims.
Yeah, Muslims. Abraham was Muslim, right?
Mecca.
Yeah.
And the Catholics do pilgrimages to the Vatican.
All right. Well,
And the Vatican is the only...
I mean, the Catholics believe Jesus is God. Catholics believe Mary should be prayed to. Muslims believe only in one God. We don't believe anybody should be prayed to except one God.
Well, I don't believe... I've never believed in praying to Mary.
All right, but you do believe Jesus is God.
I believe, well, as I was explaining to Abu there, I believe God projected himself in human form as Jesus Christ to visually show people the way to him. And also...
So was Jesus God or not?
He was God projecting himself in human form as Jesus Christ. And I believe he can do that because
But Muslims don't believe that.
Well, I know that. I know
Catholics believe that?
And the big difference between Muslims and Christianity is the Holy Trinity, right?
Yeah.
The definition
we definitely don't believe in the
the
Trinity.
definition of what Jesus is and who Jesus is. That's the main disagreement right
Do the
there.
Catholics believe in the Trinity?
Yeah.
So then Christians or Catholics are closer than Muslims and Catholics.
Well, I told you about these other things that's in the Catholic tradition that...
I mean, just the fact that they have holy sites doesn't mean that we have anything in common with them, right?
I
mean, you believe in most of the Bible that they believe in. They have some extra tradition. They believe... Go ahead.
Wait, man.
I'll let you finish, man.
But I'm not done.
All right, go ahead.
I didn't finish yet.
Oh. Go ahead.
Anyway, like
Okay.
over in Portugal, they have the festival of Fatima.
Fatima.
That was Muhammad's daughter.
Okay.
That's where they got that name.
Okay, and what's the festival of Fatima?
That's where there was one of those miracles of Mary over there.
So why do they call it the festival of Fatima if it's the miracle
Because
of Mary?
they were saying that's one of the places where they saw a miracle that was displayed by Mary.
Well, what did that do with Fatima then, the daughter of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam?
They named that city after Muhammad's daughter.
Who did? You don't think that was during the time that Muslims ruled Spain?
That was during the time
Okay, well,
they moved the Iberian Peninsula.
That's not the Catholic Church.
It was about 800 years. I know
But that doesn't connect Islam and the Catholic Church by any way. Catholics believe that Jesus and the Holy Spirit are part of the Trinity, as you do, and Muslims don't. So,
Well, I wasn't. There was another thing I noticed too.
okay,
The Catholics use prayer beads, and so do Muslims.
I don't. I use my fingers to make dhikr.
Well, but
I mean, and Hindus use prayer beads. I mean, other people to keep count. That doesn't make anything in common with our belief
to
system.
keep count of what? How many times you pray?
No, when you're making dhikr, for example, you're saying subhanallah, subhanallah, subhanallah 100 times. Sometimes you might lose counts. People use counters, people use beads. I use my fingers. So the Prophet didn't use the prayer beads. He used the fingers, right?
Well,
But that doesn't make anything in common between Catholics and Muslims.
That sure seems like a similarity.
Hindus use prayer beads. Buddhists use prayer beads. Does that mean they all are the same? Come on. Your belief system.
I talked to a Catholic, right? And he said he uses prayer beads to count too.
Okay. Yeah. So I mean, if you use
It
it.
doesn't mean I talk to every Catholic out there, or
All right.
I talk to every Muslim out there either.
Okay. Do you believe Jesus died on the cross?
I believe that God projects himself in human form to show people visually the way to him, and also to allow his body to be sacrificed on the cross for our sins. It was a gift of grace. That's what I believe.
My question
I know
is
you
very.
don't believe that, but
No, well, my question is very simple. Do you believe Jesus died on the cross? Yes or no?
the body did.
Okay. And do Catholics believe that?
Yeah, but that doesn't mean I agree
Do
with
Muslims
Catholics.
believe that?
That doesn't mean I agree with Catholics.
I know what I'm saying is you're saying Catholics started Islam and Catholicism have in common.
I'm saying
I said
I read that and I wanted to bring it to your
All
attention.
right.
Now you're going to go look it up because you're interested.
I am
right?
going to look it up for sure. Anything
Okay.
you bring up, and you have opened my mind to a couple other things that I'm going to look up. The assassination of
Abraham
Lincoln
Lincoln.
by the Catholic Church.
Yeah.
What was the other one about the death squads of the Jesuits? You know, that were used like the CIA of the Catholic.
I think
that's
they
very
still are
interesting
today.
stuff.
Have you ever
Still
heard
today.
Have you ever heard of the Jesuit general?
I have not. I've heard of the Jesuits. I don't know the Jesuit general.
They also call him the Black Robe guy.
Okay.
He's the guy who's actually running the Vatican behind the scenes, where the Pope is the public relations guy. He's the guy that
Okay.
everybody sees.
The
We're in-
Jesuit general, huh?
Look
I'll
him
look that up too.
Jesuit general. He runs the Jesuits, but he also runs the Vatican too.
Wow, not the Pope.
No, I don't think the Pope runs it. I
He's
think
just like a figurehead.
he's a figurehead. Just like in Britain, you know, they have their king.
Yeah.
He's only a figurehead.
And then they have the prime minister,
Prime Minister.
and the parliament.
Prime Minister
That's
running everything.
interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
So, yeah, even though now I don't believe the Catholic Church is really Christianity at all. They just kind of claim they are. And I think Revelations and I know you've read it, is referring to the Catholic Church without actually saying the Catholic Church. I think they're referring to them.
In the Bible, it's condemning the Catholic
Church. The mother of harlots, for example.
You think the Catholic Church is the mother of harlots?
Yeah. They did mention something about 7 hills, too, in Revelations, did they not?
It does.
Rome has 7 hills.
7 hills. So you're saying Rome is what's referenced here in the Bible?
I think it is. I think that it's being referenced in Revelation.
So do you think then Catholics, because they pray to saints, they're pagans, they're idol worshippers?
I think they're decent people, but I think
as a religion, not
people getting manipulated. You get raised up a certain way, and you're just used to that without questioning.
Like praying to Mary and all that.
Yeah, praying to Mary. To me, I raised up a Protestant. I never prayed to Mary.
And if somebody does, do you think that's against the biblical teachings?
I don't think that's Christianity.
All right, cool. So if you pray to Mary, that's not Christianity.
Even in Islam, they have Sufis, which guys, are you a Sunni?
I'm a Muslim, that's it.
So you're not Sunni or Shia?
I just go with Muslim.
But they have their little differences.
Yeah, they do. But Islam, the base belief is all one. I mean, every Muslim believes in one God. Nobody believes 3 gods or 2 gods or 3 gods.
Well, Christianity don't believe in 3 gods either.
I
know that's hard for you to understand.
It definitely is. Because you have one God praying to another God. That's 2 gods, bro.
And I know you've asked questions, because you've asked me this question.
I have, and we've had this conversation.
On the internet, there's certain questions you ask everybody.
Yeah, I like to learn.
Like, how did Judas die?
Yeah.
That's the one you asked me.
I did ask you that, yes.
And I said, I'm surprised you remember that.
I don't remember you came one time with a mask and you got all hyped up, and then you came again and you were...
I did that because of the COVID-19 stuff going on.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I remember your conversation.
You wore a mask one time too.
I've worn masks before.
Because of the COVID-19 stuff.
Yeah, and it was a law at the time, yeah.
Yeah, so that's why I was wearing it.
Yeah, I got you.
What?
You done? Because you have one question you keep asking.
Aapki marzi?
Well, I'm just having a casual conversation.
Yeah, we're just trying to have a conversation. Why are you so desperate?
He's still going to be here when I'm done, and you can talk to him too. I'm not cutting into your time. Isn't that right? You're going to be here for a while?
I already told him I'll talk to him after I speak to you, and he said I won't. So let's see who's the liar and who's the truthful right now.
I didn't even know you guys were going to show up. I didn't know he was going to show up either. I just came over here to talk to Abu. Where'd he go?
Yeah.
And we had a great conversation. Yeah.
But yeah, that's one thing you want to think about. I know you want to convert people to Islam, but
I definitely do. I believe it's the truth.
To me, Christianity makes sense.
I'm assuming that since you're a Christian.
Yeah. But I'm not going to push it on anybody.
Well, I appreciate the conversation, though. Great conversation.
وعمل صالحا وقال إنني من المسلمين